everybody. Welcome to the Terra Cafe. In this episode of Y-23, I'm Sean Galloway, your host. I'm kind of the mediator of this eclectic cast that I've put together here. You'll get to know the guys. This is Brace Washington, Donald Lewis, and to my right is author Odell Richardson, Jr. And what we do here is we're kind of like a male version of The View. We talk about topics that are current and things that men just like to do, and talk. And we kick it around things. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll boo, you'll have fun. So we're going to go into it. The first topic is really current for today. Gaddafi. Everybody knows that he was killed by his own countrymen, after 40-plus years of running it in a way that wasn't good. So what do you guys think of that? I'm going to start with you, Brace. Gaddafi being taken down by his own people.
I don't really think it was taken down by his own people. Basically, in the last, I want to say 6-7 years, have you ever heard of Blackwater? Blackwater is kind of a privatized contractor group of mercenaries.
Now, what you saying that the mercenaries, the U.S. government hired mercenaries and dressed them up as his people to take them out?
Well, why would the U.S. do that? I would never say that about my current employer. What I would say is that someone may have paid someone who looks like someone from that country to kill him.
Okay.
Now, it's real easy because the Middle East is already unstable.
All right.
So the new problem is going to be a power vacuum. Whenever the one thing about having all those dictators in one area was they kept all the other dictators in check.
Okay, I'm trying to follow you.
Yeah, as we lose one by one, what's going to happen, you create a power vacuum, and more people, it's going to destabilize.
Okay.
Their chances of actually having a democracy now, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because the people that have been living there so long, they don't know how to begin to form anything like that. It would be kind of like if we step in Operation Iraqi Freedom, that type of thing.
Well, that's what's going to happen, because talking about NATO is going to be there to put policies in place to help them form a democracy. So it's more I think, I don't necessarily agree with him all the way, but I think Gaddafi going down is more of a power move, countrywide.
That's what I said on I feel the same thing.
A democracy, so he can become a part of the Western, the England, the Americas.
But why should they? I hate to say it, on a higher level, war in its own right is kind of like a spirit. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is, with all the wars that were going on in that one area, it kept the major wars out of the other areas. While the Middle East was at war, that means they had to sell, oil, gold, bread, resources, yada, 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 for cheaper prices to get money for guns. So now, if they have a revolution and this guy's dead, we actually going to lose money because we're going to have to pay higher prices now because now they have to rebuild. Well, it's overall bad for everybody.
I don't know. I think it's.
I don't know. Those people, they wanted him out of there. They got him out of there. We saw the same thing with in Iraq a few years ago. It's just these dictators are starting to fall. And it's just the way of the new world. And I don't think it's the end. It could stretch on to further places. Odell, you got anything to close on with this?
No, I agree with Brace. It's just getting worse, and the situation is hey, we got these dictators. We don't know where it's going to go from there, or who's next. Like you said, it's just really a complex situation. I don't follow it much, but it is unfortunate that we got to have this going on instead of more positive outcomes and more peace involved. It's bad all the way around. I agree.
Okay, our next topic is President Obama announced just today that he was planning to bring home all the troops from Iraq by the end of the year. Now, as a former military man, and you too, Brace, I don't see how this is going to happen.
It's not.
Yeah, as a former military man that's been to Iraq, I just don't see how he's going to bring everybody home by the end of the year. I'm not up on how many troops are currently over there. I know it's not half as many as it was at one point, but it was just nearly impossible for my unit to transfer out after the year and a half that it was over there. So
they said it was 39,000 and some odd folks or whatever, reduced from the numbers in 2008, but it's not going to happen.
Because what's the reason for him wanting to bring them back? Why all of a sudden?
It threw me off.
Voting.
It threw me
it's
off.
Always voting. It's always money.
It threw me off because I had just watched the show last week, and one of the generals was saying we ain't going nowhere no time soon.
And we still not. See, here's what's going to happen. We're going to take the troops out, bring them home, and replace them with 39,000 new troops. So technically, he brought the troops home. they just didn't stay. And this happens the whole distance of the war. Like earlier on, when everybody was like, bring our troops home, they brought home like 100,000, and 110,000 got deployed within 6 months.
So pretty much you're saying recruiters are out there right now working double time.
Dude, I know so many people joining the military, it's not fun.
Exactly. I do too. I know a lot of people join the military, and this could be a ploy by President Obama to get more votes going into a critical time in the election season. I mean, he just lifted "Don't Ask, Don't Tell," out of nowhere. Another
that
thing
was also a bad idea.
And I don't.
No, it's not for what you think. It's not for what you think.
Okay.
Donald's our gay guy. For those who don't know. This is so the "Don't Ask, Don't Tell." It's one of those things. If you were living that lifestyle in the military, you weren't allowed to say anything, or you get kicked out almost immediately. And now that this has been lifted, people have the freedom of speech to practice the lifestyle they want in the military.
That's not what's going to ruin it, though.
What is?
I hate to say it, what's going to ruin Don't Ask, Don't Tell is straight people.
Okay.
So you check this, right?
Okay.
When I was in the military, when they first started talking about introducing Don't Ask, Don't Tell, it was so many straight dudes who was like, we should get married on paper, just so we can tour around the rest of the country banging all these chicks that nobody knows about.
You saying straight guys?
You know the benefits package. Like if you can get a legalized marriage
Like
in
Chuck
the
and
military,
Larry, the movie
it
Chuck
doubles
and
your
Larry.
paycheck.
You talking about like that movie?
Yeah.
Donald, help me.
They were ruining it before you got there.
I don't know what to say.
Help me. Please.
Because the whole "don't tell, don't ask." Like on the joking side, I understand why I got lifted because that was my way out. I never had to join the military. But now I'm like, I can still get drafted maybe. But but seriously, like the whole thing, like I don't think it's going to change much, honestly. 'Cause I don't think the military is a setting where even if you are gay, that you're going to be openly gay in that area, because it's still harassment you have to go through. Still bashing.
You've never been to the military.
I mean, but no, it's just like gays in sports. If they are there and you're allowed to play and openly be gay, would they really come out?
Right.
No.
Right, exactly. That's the question.
like-
That's the question. The final question. Are they brave enough to actually come out now that they
Right.
can?
Unless
You
you're an
know?
officer in the reserves or Air Force, I don't see no Marine, Navy, or Army man.
Actually, the Marines have been getting real popular for.
All right, I'm gonna stop this before you hurt yourself. I will be right back with a break. We're going to break right now. We'll be back with Beans and Frank. With our musical guests right here, Beans and Frank, and these guys, they are really special. I've been following them for about a good year and a half, and they are bringing a new era to learning with the kids. This is Mark, this is David. You guys want to talk about what Beans and Frank is about?
Beans and Frank are cartoon creations of ours. We aren't Beans and Frank. We are the creators of these cartoon characters. They are our Mickey Mouse. We teach academics and values through hip hop and through music.
Okay. And why bring that up? Why do something like that in these days? Talk about that. Can you, Charles?
Yes. Well, the two of us are educators, and in working with children, okay, let me speak up. The two of us are educators, and we work with children. We've been teaching children. I know it may not look like it, but for over a decade. And just in working with them, we became frustrated when they didn't achieve to where we thought they should. Mm-hmm. And we realized that traditional methods of teaching them were ineffective. They just didn't work with the generation. They learn a lot differently than when we came up in school. And the lectures and the books just wasn't getting the job done. What we did notice was that they knew the lyrics to all the latest songs on the radio.
All of them.
It didn't matter how young they were. I mean, we worked with children, preschool children, and even they would know some of the songs. You would probably be amazed. They shouldn't know. They knew the lyrics.
What's one of them?
I don't. Is this show? I'll give you an example. And I'm a little embarrassed to do this, but this young man was 4 years old, and he was walking down the hallway. I don't even know who sings the song, going, "Busted Wide Open." Bust it wide. And I'm like, wow.
So, okay, so from that, Beans and Frank was
Well, from
something
that,
had to be done.
what we decided to do was we knew that, and we looked at it. Even we learn our ABCs through music. I've learned scriptures to song. Things are easier to memorize, and I'm sure we all can attest to commercials. You remember you remember phone numbers, you remember jingles because it's catchy, it's to music, and we challenged ourselves to create music that they would be able to learn positive things and some of the concepts they were struggling with.
And honestly, it really, when we conceptualize Beans and Frank, I don't even know how serious we were at the time. Mm-hmm. It was kind of, I started singing a Schoolhouse Rock song.
Okay.
And then it was kind of a light bulb went on. Like, yo, Schoolhouse Rock. We both rappers, kids like to rap. And so it just kind of happened like that. And then we actually went ahead and recorded a couple of songs. And we saw the way that they responded to it. We're like, wow.
Talk about the first CD, Ready for School.
Ready for School is a collection of 11 songs for early learners. We have songs on it like phonics, rhyming words, shapes and colors, counting money,
adding numbers,
right? ABCs, that type of thing.
Okay.
And we have a couple of videos on YouTube, and we just, that's our first project, and we're working on Ready for School 2.0 right now.
Okay. And this actually works out there, everybody. I've been to a few of their shows. I've been working a few shows, and I've seen how the kids react to it. So it's really a wonderful thing that you guys are doing, bringing a positive light in through music into these kids' life, because if we don't train them, we'll work forever, because we got to get them up to speed. And the way you guys are doing is very inventive, it's creative. You're bringing back something that needed to be brought back, and really appreciate it. And thank you guys for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
Pleasure
me.
to
All
be
right.
here.
Hello, welcome back to Y-23 here at the Terra Cafe in Baltimore, Maryland. This next topic that we are going to bring up is one that, it's been kind of touchy. It got kind of heated on television, and that was the use of the N-word on The View. I don't know if you guys saw the episode a few weeks ago when they were talking about some of the presidential hopefuls having a conference at a place called Okay, got it out there. All right, so now that's not the problem. The problem is, that is a problem. I'm sorry. That is a problem. The problem is, during the show, Barbara Walters actually said the word.
Okay.
I want to know, was she right for saying that? Was she wrong for saying that? What's your opinion?
I think it was, in the context of the show, after watching it, I think Barbara Walters, there's nothing wrong with her saying the word as she said it. She wasn't calling anybody that. I understand that it was like, pressure, then, but it's just like the book, like if it's part of historical content, or you're talking about a content, or like her being a journalist and you're reporting, I agree, like it is what it is. Like, I mean, they said other words, they said kite, ginger, other derogatory terms can be used in reporting, so why can't that one be used in reporting?
Okay.
That's always been a sensitive subject. The N-word, it's always been very sensitive, especially when it's coming from anyone but the African American community. So
it all deals with the reaction of the people. It's the reaction of black people when they hear that word,
right,
coming from anybody other than someone inside the race.
Exactly. And in itself, that's racism too.
Right.
To be thinking, only we can say that, you can't, but at the same time, it just brings up too many bad memories, and that's why we all got to learn how to get past some things. But at the same time, you got to understand the history behind it and why people feel the way they feel. So it's a balance in that.
Brace?
I'd rather be called that than broke. If we look at it in the grand scheme of things, if we just look around in the audience, there's been so many people that's been called for free that had nothing to do with where they were at. Like, this wasn't a landmark. And I've gotten to the point where, me personally, I don't find the term offensive to me, because I know that doesn't define me. Now, if someone would have called me like a spear chuckle, or like how when that dude called Obama a tar baby, like that's something we're fighting over because you took it back to 1700 slang and it's inappropriate. But when it comes to like that word, for the most part, we've desensitized it. And we should have desensitized America to it by now. Now, when you have a group of African Americans, who as I like to refer to as blacks, and when you have a group of them and they hear the N-word from someone who's not black or black enough, then basically it's because they're looking to pick a fight anyway. Because like he was saying earlier, it's just as racist to say you can't say a word when you have the Bill of Rights saying you can say whatever you want.
Right.
So if I'm like, you can't say that, it's like, really? Because that big-ass law says I can.
But it's not desensitized. It's not desensitized because if I say that to you, or if it's said on a rap song, it sounds the same, but it doesn't mean the same.
You're speaking to the N-I-G-G-E-R to the N-I-G-G-A
Exactly.
reference.
Exactly.
Blah,
It's not the same thing.
bliggity. Look, fact is the word, but it's up to you to give it power. And if
Exactly.
you don't want to, then it ain't got no power over you.
Yeah.
That's true, but if somebody calls me that, it's like you're being offensive. And now if they're using it in content, they're telling a story or they're reporting, I could deal with that. But if you come up to me and say, hey, and you're not of my race, it's a problem.
I think I'd be just as offended if someone just walked up to me out of nowhere like, hey, because it's just the whole principle behind it.
But I mean, but
anything else could have been said.
The N-word's flying like crazy around here.
But that was gonna happen.
Sexual harassment in the workplace. Sexual harassment in the workplace. Wow. You all right with that?
Yeah.
All good? All right. Sexual harassment in the workplace. That's our next topic. What do you, Brace? You had some not surprisingly weird things to say about this topic. You go ahead and start.
Sexual harassment is necessary, but not necessary in the workplace.
Explain.
None of us would be here if it wasn't for sexual harassment. Someone had to take a
That
chance
wasn't
and see if the other person. Shit.
I'm sorry, my mother
No, let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
Here's why I say that. Here's why I say that. Because just about everyone in this room at some point has tried to make an advance on someone and struck out. That's technically harassment. Like if they said no, it's harassment. Now
Not
the
really.
bigger rule for that,
If you keep on doing it, that's harassment.
and who won't keep doing it till they get a yes? Everyone does. But like, check this. What's funny about it is
That's not true. Go ahead.
like my rule where we work is sexual harassment if you're ugly or they're broke. Like that's what we came down to. So it's like
Where
if,
are you working?
nowhere. Okay, so technically, sexual harassment, the definition of sexual harassment is when someone's offended by something that you've done to them and they tell you no, and you continue to do it. That's sexual harassment. And sexual harassment doesn't have to be with that person. Sexual harassment can be, I'm at work, and
Right.
somebody else experienced me doing something to someone else, and they're offended by it.
Right.
And that's still sexual harassment, too.
Right.
the same could be said for somebody who, when they see you fooling around with a coworker, isn't getting any, so they're offended they're not getting any.
And
It's
that's
a stupid
sexual,
law.
but it's sexual harassment because work is work, and you
Right.
should be at work trying to pursue other people.
Yeah, because
or
no
do
one
other
does
things.
that.
And it happens
I'm
a
just
lot.
saying.
It's well up there. I mean, a lot of the cases are not reported, but it's way up in the 80, 75% of women that experience that.
It's not just women. Like realistically,
I mean,
like
but
in a male
it's
work
not,
environment,
but it's still, you know, the numbers, the men experience it about 17, 20%, women 85,
it's not
80%
that,
women.
It's not that, it's
has
that men don't
experienced
report it as much because we're not as picky. Like we're just happy to get attention sometimes. But like when it comes to
Speaking for yourself.
yeah. But like realistically, when it comes down to the workplace, a lot of sexual harassment is usually the same gender. Because like dudes will say stuff to each other that's just brutally offensive just cause, but it's usually in sexual context, usually questioning their manhood.
Like,
I'm not going to say any of it because we're trying to go into syndication. But what I'm saying is it's usually pretty bad. Like I've been there. Like
I see what you're saying
Yeah.
from a far off point of view. Men do say things at work that to other men that would be considered sexual harassment.
yeah.
No one said anything to me.
Well, you probably work with a bunch of women. They're not going to say nothing to you.
Wait a minute. That's not true.
I'm sorry. We're going to take a break and be back with our musical guest, another one, J.Pope. Welcome back to Y-23 here at the Terra Cafe in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm your host, Sean Galloway, and I'm here with our lovely house band, J.Pope and Funk Friday. You guys got a better intro than me. How did you guys meet? I mean, what happened? Did you just walk down the street and just trip over white guys playing musical instruments, or what happened?
That would have been nice, but no, it didn't happen. Actually, all these guys graduated from Goucher.
Okay.
I did a show up there with a friend of mine, and the energy was just great. So after a couple gigs, we decided to just come together. They were playing as a unit before I came into it, and then we kind of synchronized.
Mm-hmm. It seems like you guys were always together from the start. I didn't know that you bumped into them one day out at Goucher, you know. So describe your music.
We are jazz-influenced funk and hip-hop with a little bit of soul sprinkles on top and some rock in there in the mix. We blend it in later in the process. And we pretty much take anything we listen to, you know, from you know, Indian music, Middle Eastern music, West African music is a huge influence. I mean, yeah, we take our influences wherever we can get it.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think the reason it works pretty well, and the fact that we're able to come up with a lot of stuff as I speak into Dan's microphone really close. We'll get nice and cozy. But the reason I think it works pretty well and we get a good amount of variation in the stuff we write is everyone just comes from a completely different place musically. I mean, like, I really was very unfamiliar with hip-hop before I started. Rob basically still lives in the 80s.
For the most part. Sometimes it's that.
You know,
it's on cloud like 11.
Yeah, we all spin a bunch of different stuff, but it seems to work, and everyone's pretty open to trying everyone else's ideas. There's no like one single leader. It's just sort of whoever has an idea at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
All right. And now, how busy are you guys? What do you guys do around here or anywhere?
We do birthday parties.
Birthday
Bar
parties?
mitzvahs. Yeah.
We started out doing a lot of house parties.
House parties?
Yeah, we do house parties.
Those
We're
two were jokes. Yeah, we play house parties.
we're at Terra a lot. We're at Terra like every Monday rehearsing. Terrence has been hospitable. Funk Friday, before we found Jasmine, we were playing here every Friday. This was pretty much our first city gig. We were here once every month. And then, but you know, we play the 8x10. We played Ramshead.
We played on the mall in DC.
We played, yeah, the mall in DC.
Played
Yeah, I mean, Wind Up Space, Joe Squared. We're trying to get all over. Yeah, and we're actually going into the studio late December, 5 straight days, and we're gonna come out with something nice. Yeah, we're all really looking forward to that, and you know, after that, we hope to take off and take everybody with us.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break right now. We come on back, and you guys are going to perform for us something really nice. You know, so we'll be right back.
You get a full song?
Yeah.
All right.
Full song.
lose some. Isn't much to choose from. Me, I want a refund. Give me back my $10. Give me back my $10. Give me back my $10.
Welcome back to Y-23, filmed here at the Terra Cafe in downtown Baltimore. Now is our favorite subject. I think it's favorite among us. Give me back my $10. This is basically a segment where we try to employ people that we bought stuff from to give us our money back for an inferior product. Like I say, it never works, but it's worth a try. Brace, want to start with you for some reason.
Mongolian Grill. If you haven't heard of it, it's a place in, I want to say, it's near Columbia, in the Laurel area. Yeah. So you go there, you know, just get a bowl of food. You know, they cook it in front of you. It's all like, oh, look at them, they cooking in front of you. Before you get to the car, you have diarrhea. Now, how is that even possible?
It's possible.
Why do you start with him? Why? Why? You don't understand.
Go ahead.
This is how crucial it was. I had to run back in there, use the bathroom. They was like, no, paying customers only. I was like, I just paid. They was like, no, get out. So then I'm like, so I'm sitting in the car, and like we drove up there on a lunch break at work, because I have a job. So we drove up there at work.
Oh, okay,
and when we come around, first off, as soon as they knew I had to use the bathroom, they just start cutting corners. So at this point, I'm like prairie dog, and like, Jesus Christ, just get me to where I need to go. So we get up there, I run to the building full speed, the door's locked.
All right. Where did the diarrhea end up? Let's get to that.
Not his job.
I wound up having to go around the side of the building and use a sock. It was pretty bad.
All right.
Tea time.
I got socks, baby.
Moving on to Donald.
Before,
he's done for the show.
Next.
I'm gonna get my point, but just one thing: the place you work at was locked, and you have a job. Proves my point. You have no job. All right. For me, giving back my $10 is the Chobani, whatever Greek yogurt, the vanilla flavor one, is pure disgust. I don't know. I'm blaming the whole organic health food industry fad that's going on. Regular yogurt. Yogurt is yogurt. It's not supposed to be low fat. It's yogurt. The cheese is not supposed to be low fat. It's cheese. I don't know what the Chobani Greek mess is, but you taste it. There's no sugar, no flavor, no nothing. It's tart on tartar. Like, it's the best way to describe it. I don't know. So, Chobani, you failed. Give me back my $10.
You know, if you worked where I work at, you would have been able to get regular yogurt. I'm just saying. Okay, so you were gonna say, Sean?
I really don't have anything to say, so I'll just hit on what I hit last week until they close their doors, Greek Village. Give me back my $10. I'm gonna keep hitting y'all every week until you close your doors and give me my money back. I'm tired of them sweating over people's food. I'm tired of it dripping on the grill, sizzling like grease. You know that sound. I'm sick of it. Close the doors, give me back my money, Greek Village. Odell.
I'm going to leave Greek Village alone. I was on the Greek Village train, too, because I experienced that, too. But I try to stay in my lane when it comes to spending, and it's like I bought, these little bracelets, and I'm not going to say the place because I got this one from them. But I did get 2 previous to that, and I was on the run trying to make it fast to the place, and I was like, well, I'm gonna wear this, but then it popped. I got another one, that popped. But they was on sale, and I thought I was getting a good deal, but I want my $10 back. But I ain't saying the place because I found a good one there.
All right, that happens.
Hey, Sean, just to let you know, Greek Village closed down for 3 days last week.
3, I wonder why.
Because they probably found a pube under the grill.
There you go. We'll be back with Terrence's Corner.
Wow, thank you. Welcome to Terra Cafe. I want to thank everybody who came out tonight. I want to thank Y-23 for inviting me to have a few moments to say a few words. Last month, they gave me a corner again. They gave me a corner. I thought it was a little too militant. I thought about it all month. And basically, I'm back at square one again. The consciousness of people out here today. There's a lot of things going in our society, and it's all being kind of camouflaged a little bit through what big business and what big government thinks is going on. And it's not about color, it's about people. It's about love. If you look around in your neighborhood and your surroundings today and you see things that are not pleasing to you, if you see politicians, if you see people of business that are in position and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, you are right, because things need to change. As we look through the news in the morning, we see that folks have actually gone out and say, you know what, enough is enough. Wall Street needs to straighten up. Government needs to get right, all right? There's too many homeless people out there. There's too many seniors not being cared for, all right? Until we take a stance, whether or not we have a full agenda or not, but to say enough is enough. One of the things that I've been focusing on and looking at real carefully is the cats that's in New York that are out there saying that the financial market and Wall Street are just doing us completely wrong as a people. They are right. But what's the crazy part is the media has taken a position of bashing them. They're talking about they're not cleaning up. They're talking about they're not doing what they need to do. But one thing that they're not talking about is people have said enough is enough, and they've taken a position. They're saying that conditions need to be better for everybody. And I think the base of it all is love, all right? We need to care for one another. We need to care for those that can't care for themselves right now, all right? Take a look in your neighborhood. Take a look in your job site. Take a look in your government. See what's not right. Don't be ashamed. Stand up and call out those folks that are supposed to govern us and take care of us. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. God bless.
Welcome back to the Terra Cafe and the taping of Y-23. We're going to close out right now. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank J.Pope and Funk Friday for gracing us with some good music. I want to thank Beans and Frank for coming out and fitting us into a tight schedule. Terrence Dixon, owner of Terra Cafe, and all my crew that comes and helps out, very loyal. Thank you for coming out, guys. I appreciate it. And just before we close, it's Halloween. I'm just curious. I want to know what your personalities are. What are you going to be for Halloween?
Rick James.
Rick James. Good to know.
I got the braids, wig, and everything. Oh. Now, if you know someone who has slightly taller platforms, like I don't want to overdo it, but just hit me on Facebook, Brace Washington. Let me know, because I already found the pants. The pants are uncomfortable. I just want to finish it so I can get through that day.
Okay, Donald.
I actually don't have anything for Halloween. Jokingly, I said I was going to be Tinkerbell. But it was just a joke.
It fits. It fits. It fits. Don't laugh. It fits. Odell?
I'm still debating. I got a Halloween party to go to Sunday. I'm still debating. I'm still up in the air. I'm going to think of something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I ain't going to do no Spider-Man or nothing, but I'm going
Right.
to think of something cool.
Right.
I'm saying, what about you, Sean?
I'm thinking Harriet Tubman.
You did pave the way for the show.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. You know, I take all the candy and smuggle it through my secret railroad. You know? Something like that. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be back next month for the Thanksgiving edition of this show. Take care. Be safe. We'll see you soon.